So here on the bench you'll see I've got the flowers ready to make a red rose hand tie. I'm going to use 12 red roses. This is known as a dozen red roses, and this is a classic design that's sold at Valentine's Day. So let me just introduce you to what I've got here. I've got some French ruscas, I've got some aspidistra leaves, 12 of the Freedom red roses, Eryngium, the green one, which is Sirius Quaystar, that's the variety from there. I've got some mixed eucalyptus here that came in a pack this morning, so this is Eucalyptus parvifolia. I've got some red dogwood, which is quite dramatic, which has been cut from the grounds kindly for me. And then I've also bought some pampas grass. This has been dyed red as well. It's just, if you see some fluff in the air, that's coming off those there. So what we'll do, we'll start off with the red roses first of all. What you want to do is pick your largest rose for the centre of the design to start off with. You'll see that I've stripped all the thorns off and the majority of the leaves. So just making sure that you strip any of the thorns off down the side like that. So I'm going to make the hand tie with in my left hand, holding it so that I've always got 2/3 of the flower material above my hand and 1/3 of it below my hand. I'll just put some eucalyptus in here with the Eryngium, and I'll just put another piece of Eryngium there to start me off. No, I think I'll take that out. We'll start with just the Eryngium first so that you can see the rose in there. Because we've paid money for these flowers to have these lovely long stems, we want to make sure we're not holding them too close together, because we want to show off these beautiful long stems. So make sure you've got 2/3 of it above your hand and 1/3 below your hand. As I start to make this, I'm going to spiral the flowers, spiral the stems here at the base and turn it a quarter turn each time I put the flowers in. I'm also making sure that as I use the flower material here, I'm working with the rose, so if the rose is bending that way, that's the way that I'll put it into the design, so that it bends out and over the sides like so. So that you can see, first of all, I've got 5 roses to start with in the design. The foliage, this French ruscus I'm putting in, is just there to make sure that it keeps the roses in place so that they don't slip. I'm going to try a little bit of the dogwood now. This can be cut down. It feels it's a little bit big as we place it in here. I might just put 3 pieces of this in. It goes round. Matches the beautiful red of the roses and makes the design quite dramatic looking. Just going to turn it round again. I think I need another piece of the thistle here just to hold that rose in place. Just turn it one more time. Just wriggle that one out of it here. So if you can, you want your largest roses in the middle, and then your smaller roses on the outside edges. So you always must count when you're selecting your roses, when you're making these up in the flower shops, or if you're doing them for friends, that you've actually got 12 roses each time, because you don't want to send somebody 11, and likewise you don't want to send somebody 13, do you? Because that might be unlucky. So just checking to make sure they're all okay. So those couple of roses are a little bit smaller. So you can see how the eucalyptus makes the complements the roses, and also it helps keep the roses separate from each other so that they're not all close together. Just giving it a little shake there. Let's just have a look to see if it's all, if each one a little shake like that. I'll put that one to hold it down. And And then I'm just going to put the red pampas grass around the outside as well. Pampas grass has been really popular last year. It's one of those flowers and foliages that's quite on trend at the moment. And then just to finish it off, I'll put 3 aspidistra leaves in to give it like a little bit of colour around the outside edges. Let's see. If the bouquet does start to get quite heavy, you can always rest it on the bench, and as you add your flowers you can just turn it as you're going along. So do use your bench if you feel it's going to be get too heavy for you. But there we are, there's 12 red roses. Freedom is the variety there, grown in Holland with eucalyptus, dogwood, pampas grass and eryngium. Just going to tie it off here with a little bit of raffia to make sure there. So as I've got it there, rest it on the bench and then just release it and tie it off there. Make sure. And then I can just make sure the flowers are in the right position. It's always good to have a mirror handy so that you can see how they're looking. And then what I would do, I'll go over to the bin and I'm just going to cut these shorter to about here so that they're all the same length, so that I've definitely got 1/3 below my hand and 2/3 above my hand. So I'll just go and cut these and then I'll come back and show you how to wrap them.